Hey guys, welcome to Dad's Son and Game. I'm Luke.
And I'm the dad, and we're now found on the Enlightened Gamer. So, yeah, Dad's Son and Game from the Enlightened Gamer.
Right. Today we're going to be looking at Marvel Dice Masters, X-Men vs. Avengers.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and we kind of did a long take on this video. So we have actually quite a bit of gameplay footage in this and explanations. So the explanations are about the next 5 minutes or so to get a real rough idea of the game. And then we do a gameplay for about 20 minutes. So if you fast forward the next 27 minutes after the little intro video, the little intro of the meeples dancing and stuff, you'll skip all the gameplay stuff and you get right to our thoughts on it. So just a heads up on that. It's a pretty long video. So, but anyway, let's cut right to it. Before we look at Luke and I playing this game, I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of how the game works. This is a little playmat that you get when you buy the game. It gives you one in the informational rules type packet. But you can also print these off from WizKid's website, or I found mine on Board Game Geek, and you can just print it off on an inkjet printer. That's what I've done. They lay pretty flat for me. The way I've got it set up, they work pretty well. But basically, there's different zones here, and so as you roll die, they're going to go to different zones. So let's say that this was my first roll. You start off with just these white die, which are your basic die, and I'd roll them. I rolled one of these, lightning energy. I also rolled a mask type energy and a shield type energy. So what I would do is I'd have these in the reserve pool. Well, then there's different zones where things happen at. I also have my die over here that I can buy from. So let's take a look at this pool of die real quick. Luke and I are playing tournament style here. So basically when you play tournament style, you use 8 cards and you use up to 20 die. So I have 8 characters out there and a total of 20 die. I won't go into all the specifics of all the characters, but I have a variety of them out there from different costs, from as low as 2 and all the way up to as high as 6 cost. You're going to want to have a variety of costs as you play, but I have these dice available for me to buy. So I did roll 3 energy, so I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these characters. I could re-roll my die if I wanted to that I rolled, but I did have the 3 types of energy die. So if you remember right, I rolled a lightning bolt, a mask, and a shield type. So I could pick any kind of either lightning bolt, shield, or mask type character. Well, I don't have any shield characters, but I do have several mask characters out there, and I do have some lightning bolt characters out there as well. So my options for this buy are going to be Mr. Fantastic, Hawkeye, or Ghost Rider. Well, it's always a good strategy to buy some characters early because they have double energy sides, and I really like ESPN apparently. I really like Mr. Fantastic. He's a good blocker, and it's good to have good blockers early in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up Mr. Fantastic. So I pick one of his die off here. I go back to my playmat here. Now I picked up this guy for these 3 energy here. So I used this 3 energy to get him, and anything that I acquire goes in my used area there. Well, then this pawn here has the numbers 0, 1, and 1 on it. That means it costs me 0 to field it. It has 1 life. That's what the bottom one here means. The top one means it does 1 damage when it attacks. So I'm going to put that in the fielded zone there. And then that's my whole turn, because I'm not going to attack with this. I'm going to keep him as a blocker. I could attack with him, but I'm not going to. And then that just repeats over and over again. So I draw a new die. So I have my bag here. I draw 4 new die, and I roll them. And on my next turn, I get 2 question marks. And that was actually a mask type, a shield, and another one there. I'm going to reroll this shield type because it doesn't necessarily do me any good. Well, it does do me some good, but anyway, I have 4 energy now. So I can buy a 4 energy card, or I could buy 2 energies. Well, I happen to have a Ghost Rider card over my pool here that cost me 2. So I'm going to take 2 of those Ghost Riders, and they're used up now. Those energy are used to buy those additional Ghost Rider die. So I didn't field anything else. I'm going to keep that guy there too, just to make sure he's going to be a blocker in case my opponent decides to attack. And so that's roughly how you acquire die. Now when you attack, I'm just going to show a basic idea of an attack with these 2 die I've already got sitting here. So what's going to happen when these 2 die attack each other? Let's say Mr. Fantastic is actually blocking Ghost Rider. Well, Ghost Rider doesn't have any special abilities. He's just a low-cost die for me with the particular card I have attached to this die. So he would do 2 attack and have 3 hit points. Mr. Fantastic has 2 attack and 7 hit points, but he also gets +2 attack and +2 defense while he's on defense or while he's blocking. +2 hit points and +2 attacking. So Mr. Fantastic actually has 4 and 9 right now. So these resolve by us saying, okay, he does 2 hit points to Mr. Fantastic, which is not enough to knock him out. He goes down to 7. However, Mr. Fantastic does 4, and Ghost Rider only has 3 hit points. So Mr. Fantastic would just return to the fielded zone, and Ghost Rider would return to the he would return to being knocked out. So that's real quick, roughly how you play. You can see a turn now or two with Luke and I playing. So this is the basic setup here. One thing I didn't cover in my little rules thing is that there are 3 actions that are out. Basically, you can buy these actions as well. The ones we're using, they all come in the basic pack at this point. But the ones that we have are both attacks and things that help you draw more die. So we're going to cut right to it because we don't want to make this video last forever. So you're going to start off with 8 of these basic die. I'm going to drop one on the floor right off the bat.
Mine are already in.
Are they?
I had.
Well, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and go first?
Okay, so what you do is you draw 4 basic die.
Yep.
And you roll them. What else would you do with them? Except drop them on the floor, as my dad said.
So you rolled
2 mask energy, which can be used on cards like Gambit or Rogue, which have mask on them, which you need 1 specific energy to get. And then
what he's saying there is you have to have at least 1 of that type of energy to buy those cards. You don't have to have all of that type, but you have to have at least 1. So good,
right.
Good point clarifying that, Luke.
And then the question mark means any kind of energy. I'm actually going to keep my pawn because they're good blockers. So I'm not sure if I'm going to re-roll. I think I'm happy.
So you have 3 energy of any type because you can get any card now because you roll a question mark.
I'm actually going to get a Hawkeye because I'm using the question mark as a bolt, yeah.
So you put those in your used area because you used it. Okay, I already have my 4 die ready here to go, and I got 2 lightning, a mask, and a pawn. Well, I'm going to go ahead and field a pawn as well because I like them as damage suckers. And
poor pawns, they're just.
I'm going to go ahead and put these energy in my reserve pool, and I'm going to use it to buy. I'm going to get a Hawkeye as well, and he and I are using the same Hawkeye card.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting.
Double rares. Anyway,
so
yeah.
So now he draws 4 more die out of his bag, which this will be a big surprise. He only has white die in his bag.
Right. It gets a little more interesting towards the middle. Okay, so I got 2 shields and anything and a pawn. I'm actually going to send the pawn on the field for free because the top left corner means how much they take to field, which in this case is a 0. I have 3 energy of any kind, so I'm actually going to get another Hawkeye.
Cool. And then at this point, Luke could attack if he wanted to. He does not have to, though. But if he wanted to attack with his pawns, he could. And I could block with my pawn, block one of them. He could get 1 attack through and take off 1 point of damage, which is an okay choice. But if I field a really good character later, he may want the spawns to block. So are you going to attack now?
I am not.
Okay,
just because from the game we played earlier, you had like a ton of Ghost Riders, and like at the end you had a Thor.
Yeah, and those pawns were good for that.
Not very good.
I'm going to re-roll these pawns. Oh, I've got 4 energy now, and I've got a question mark, so I can get any 4-cost card. Now, see, here's the thing that's really a pain, though. I would love to get 2 Ghost Riders, which cost 2, but I'd have to have 2 lightning bolts, and I only have 1 question mark, so I can't get that. I don't have any 4-cost... Oh, I do have a 4-cost card. I'm going to get a Human Torch. Why not?
Honestly, I don't get why Human Torches are 4. So basically what happens when you run out of die, you put them all back in your bag that are in the used pile.
Yep.
So if you have die that are in the field or in KO, you would not put them in the die.
Yeah. So, now, you wouldn't put them back in the bag, but if you had knocked out die... You would re-roll those in addition to your 4 die. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll get far enough into the game that you can see that. Go ahead, Luke.
I got big surprise for normal. I got a pawn, a lightning bolt, a shield, and another lightning bolt.
And you're not going to re-roll any of them?
No, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm going to send out another pawn.
Okay.
Army of pawns, I know, but I'm actually going to get a change of not another Hawkeye, but a Black Widow.
Okay, I'm out of die as well, so I'm going to put all of these die into my used up die into there and draw out 4 and hope I don't get as bad a luck as Luke where he drew out 4 white. Oh, at least I got a Human Torch.
Oh no, please don't be fielded.
Okay, so a question mark, a lightning bolt, and 3 and a shield, which gives me 3 total. You know what? I'm going to field him for free. So there's a 0 fielding cost and 2 and 2. So I'm fielding him for free, and then I'm going to keep these 3 energy and get a Mr. Fantastic. Now,
what about
when I field him, yes. When Human Torch is active, each time you field a character, oh, I didn't say that right. Human Torch deals 1 damage to your opponent and 1 to each target character. Not 1 damage per Human Torch die. So he has a maximum of one if there's a Human Torch active, which I assume to mean fielded or in the attack zone. Every time I field a character, it's going to do a damage to him. So I'm probably going to want to hang on to Human Torch here and field some characters in order to add damage.
Mm-hmm. Now, does it do automatically 1 damage?
No, it doesn't, I don't think, because it wasn't active when I fielded it. So, actually, you know what? I think I am going to attack. I'm going to attack with my pawn and with my Human Torch, so we can knock some characters out here.
Yeah, I'm going to send out these 2, which these 2 get knocked out.
Well, these cancel each, yeah, they're both 1 and 1, so they each damage each other for 1, and they only have 1 hit point, so they both get knocked out.
But the pawn is taken out by the Human Torch, and Human Torch...
He still has 1 hit point left, so he goes back to the field zone. Both of his pawns are knocked out, and my 1 pawn is knocked out. My other one goes back to the field zone.
Now, having people that are knocked out isn't all that bad,
no,
because...
definitely not bad.
When I draw my 4 die... Sometimes it can be a struggle to get 4.
Ooh,
I get
2
to
Hawkeyes.
add the 2 die that were knocked out.
Oh,
I'm actually going to field Hawkeye.
How much does he cost to field?
0.
0?
Yeah.
Are you done re-rolling at this point? Before you field anything, make sure you're done re-rolling.
Yeah, I'm done re-rolling.
Okay.
I had a pretty good roll.
Okay.
So I have a shield, 2 lightning bolts, a mystery, and a mask. That would be a total of 5. I'm going to get a Gambit, which his ability is pretty awesome.
Yeah, when Gambit has to do with drawing die. So the one that Luke has, if you roll, you get you draw a die, and if you roll a character, he automatically does that much damage. You also have 1 pawn in there that you probably couldn't see. So you get a pawn you get to field.
The invisible pawn.
So, okay, anyway, Gambit, if you roll a character when he's fielded, that character automatically does that much damage to me. If he rolls a energy, then that means that he gets to put it in his reserve pool. So it's an extra die. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Plus my pawn. Okay, well, I rolled the Hawkeye as well. You know what? I'm gonna push my luck a little here. Ooh, I got exactly what I wanted. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6 energy, and I have Lightning Bolt, Fist, and Shield type. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out a Thor in the early game here.
Oh man,
Thor is really powerful, especially against Fist type characters. And Black Widow is one of his better characters, and she is Fist type.
Yeah, Killer Instinct is pretty good.
Yeah. And you know what? You didn't attack. Did you want to attack last turn? We totally forgot.
Probably. Well, I don't know. I think I might attack with Hawkeye.
Okay, so this was fielded at that time, so I would have gone ahead and probably blocked with it. So this is us messing up, and Luke and I both forgetting to ask if he wanted to attack. But we'll retroactively do that. We won't worry about this. He was already fielded. You're gonna attack with Hawkeye.
He does 3 damage. We cancel each other out.
I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 damage because I want Human Torch to be active. So that goes down to 17. And then I'm done. That's my turn. Okay, and then Luke, you're up again.
Okay, so now it's my turn. I've ran out of die, which means I have to put them back in the bag, except for the field zone and KOs. Oh man. Spilling die already.
A little bit of a mess.
Oh man. My die keeps rolling by itself. It's somewhat frustrating.
I put mine like out away from me. Like I think you keep hitting it with your arm.
That's a good
like
idea.
Maybe like over here.
Okay, so I got a Hawkeye. I'm gonna put Hawkeye out for free.
And then that means you're keeping the other 3 energy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I have a 3 of any kind. I'm gonna get a Hawkeye because he already has a Thor, which, as he said, is really good against fighting ones.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Widow is the only other one I could get, and she's a fighting, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your turn.
And you don't want Thor to be going against your fighting type, fist type hero, right?
No.
Because Thor gets +4 on attack and
Seriously, Thor is so
defense.
overpowered in this game.
Yeah,
And I think he's only uncommon.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. But you can still block him with a pawn. That's the other thing too. I mean, so
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of saving these pawns.
if I could get, like 5 of those out and you couldn't block them all, that would be really good. But they cost 6 each. So anyway, another kind of cool thing about these.
Problem though, Dad. You only have 2 die.
I know. So I don't think it's really going to matter that much.
Your evil
But
plot is ruined.
you really have to block him though. So I know that you're going to have to block him, or else I'll do at least like a bunch of damage. Okay, so here's another thing nice about the playmats. It says clear and draw here, roll and reroll, main step, attack step, and cleanup. So it tells me what I need to do. So I start off with my clear and draw step, which would be moving stuff from my reserve pool over, drawing die out of my bag, and going from there. Well, I have 1 die in my bag, so I need to draw this 1 die out, and then put the rest in, and then pick from them 3 additional. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. I guess I can get those white die out of the way. And I rerolled my pawn, so I have 4 energy, 2 shields, a mask, and a fist. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a. I'm gonna buy a Gearing Up. What Gearing Up does is it allows me to draw 2 die, and then roll them and place them in my reserve pool. Okay.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna attack with Human Torch, by the way.
I of course draw 4 die. Ooh. Probably shouldn't go against O. I guess we don't have Thor out, so that's good. I have a total of 4 energy and a Gambit. I'm gonna probably not re-roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna field Gambit though.
For 1 energy.
And then I'm gonna use my 3 on. It has to be a Black Widow, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Because you had the right type, the fist type, and
You
you
seem
had 3.
awfully happy about me getting a fighting.
Oh, that's okay. Well, and it's +4 for each opposing fist type, so that would be 8 if you had 2 Black Widows out. Okay, so 3, 4 die. Oh, and look, I just happened to pick a Thor out of the bag. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that. Ooh, and look at that. I got 3 energy plus the level 3 Thor, which that's kind of cool too. There's different levels. Level 3 Thor's coming out into the attack zone. Oh, and guess what? I fielded a character and Human Torch was active. So what's that mean?
I lose a health point.
You do, and one of your characters gets dealt 1 damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Let's do 1 damage to Hawkeye, which knocks him out as well.
That stinks.
You gotta reroll him.
Good point.
Okay, and
It's obvious you're attacking.
let's see here. He could definitely block me, but I won't be able to do. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna send Thor out and Human Torch out.
How many health points does Thor have? 8?
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go pawn, skip.
All right, so mine both get knocked out. Actually, they don't get knocked out. They get put back into the fielded zone because they were blocked, but not knocked out. These were both knocked out.
Yes.
Your
I
turn.
feel bad for the pawns. They're always getting sent out to be killed.
Yes, they are.
That wasn't good.
That'd be fun audio because it rolled right by the mic.
Yeah. I have a total of 4 energy. I'm actually gonna re-roll the Hawkeye.
Okay, now you gotta remember you have your knocked out characters you get to roll as well.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
That might help a little bit. So I have a total of 5 energy with 2 Hawkeyes of level 3, I believe. Now level 2. So I'm both sending them out for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a total of 5, so... Do I have a mask? Yes, I do. I'm getting a Gambit.
Wow. That was a good roll for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I only got 3. I only have 3 die in here. I sure do only have 3. So I have the 3 die in my hand. I'm going to drop the other 5 in here. And pull out 1 more. So 4 die. Ooh. That's a nice roll.
Please don't tell me you have enough to get another Thor.
I do have enough to get another Thor.
You're just tormenting me now.
I just think Thor's going to get blocked every time. But he's an awesome blocker, too. That's the other thing. You know, I think I'm going to use my 6 to get a Mr. Fantastic, who's a good blocker as well. He's used. And I use these 3 energy to do it. And I'm going to get a Beast, which is another good blocker.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
And Beast has blocking ability, so he rolls down characters.
Makes a character go down a level, so.
Yeah. Your turn.
I only have 1 die in the die bag, which is a white.
Oh.
Oh, whoops. Well, fortunately I remember.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Come on, pawns.
More.
Come on, white die.
Ooh, a Gambit. That's not bad.
Alright.
2 pawn, and then 3 energy, 4 energy. Can't do much right now. I guess I'll just do this and then get a red die.
You didn't want to reroll anything?
No.
Okay. Cool. I have, I think, enough die yet still. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 die. Okay, now check it out. This is cool. This is cool.
Oh no, an action.
I got my green die, which is an action die. It says draw 2 die from your dice flag and place them in your reserve pool. Well, I don't have any die, so I'm going to go ahead and roll 2 die. Oh, I used these die last turn, so they should go in my bag as well. I'm going to draw 2 die out, roll 1, and these go in my reserve pool. And
I thought that was Magneto. I'm like, I didn't know you had Magneto on your
So I have 3 energy. Hawkeye can get fielded for free, and I am going to go ahead and field. I'm going to go ahead and field Mr. Fantastic. Now, here's another thing that we haven't talked about yet: is there are these global abilities that happen on the game throughout the game that you can use certain energy to use. So I do have an advantage to use if I can get a mask. I don't have a mask though, so I'm going to go ahead and just. It doesn't matter. I'll just keep a lightning energy there. But like global abilities in our game, I could remove an attacker from the field if I played a mask energy, or I could use it with my Mr. Fantastic to the target character must attack this turn. So if I had a mask, I could have said I'm going to use that global ability, and you have to attack with this character this turn. So and the other thing too is Luke can use my global abilities too.
Yeah.
Hence the name global. So anyway, meaning universal. Anybody can do it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it should be community abilities because global would be more like texting to the world.
So let's try and get one more round in. Let's show them some aggressive attacking here, and we'll call it good.
Okay. You gonna attack or not?
Yes. With Thor, and Human Torch was out, and I fielded 2 characters.
Okay. Well, that drops me down to 17.
And I'm gonna go ahead and knock out both their Hawkeyes there, because they both get 1 damage, and they only have 1 damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and send out. No, I'm not gonna send out Mr. Fantastic. He's a wonderful blocker. Thor, Hawkeye, and Human Torch. So you have 2 blockers left.
I'm gonna block Thor with my pawn.
Yeah.
And
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. So.
Okay, Hawkeye's ability on this card is that he assigns his damage before anything else resolves. So that means he knocks out Gambit before he can even be attacked. So if he gets knocked out, he goes back to the fielded zone. Human Torch goes through and does 2 damage without being even blocked. So he's used. So you do 2 damage. He's used then. He goes into used pile. Thor gets blocked, but definitely knocks that out.
Yeah.
And so
Hey,
Thor goes back.
look at the good side. I have 4 extra die. Double the die.
I guess.
I'm gonna get lots of energy. Oh, wow. Good thing you, like... Well, I probably shouldn't.
Wow, you had a lot of die
Okay.
that turn.
4, 5, 6, 7. Of course I'm sending out Hawkeye. Well, wait, I have to reroll one. Okay, so I have 8. I'm sending out Hawkeye for free. Now, with 8 energy, well, I can practically get... Yeah, I can get anything, I'm pretty sure. I'm actually gonna get Cyclops Scott Summers. He's pretty powerful, that if he's blocked, he can still do, damage to the actual player.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty strong. And then I still have 1 left.
Okay.
Wait, did I have an...
Are you going to
I have
attack
an
with
reserve,
Hawkeye?
so. No, I'm keeping them for blocking.
Okay. Good move. You had 1 question mark energy in there too, you didn't see. So you actually have 2 left. So you could get your last Black Widow if you wanted to.
I might do that. Well, no, I'm gonna save them.
Okay. Save your energies. So, yeah, I've went ahead and picked up a Ghost Rider. It doesn't make sense to buy any more die, but because this is our last turn that we're gonna record. But I'm gonna send everything out. I mean, normally this is foolish, but since we're saying this is our last turn,
Yar! Hawkeye against Thor.
okay, Hawkeye gets knocked out.
For sure.
Even though he did 4 away from Thor, Thor still has 4 left. He goes back to the fielded zone. But this Hawkeye does 4 plus 2 plus 2.
So
8. And these are all used now. But I did 8 damage.
My dad's definitely the champion. I mean,
So that knocks you down
I
to
have
7.
7 health, and he has
Okay.
like what?
17.
17. Wow, 7 and 17. Who's gonna win?
So I'm sure there were mistakes in how we played this. Anytime we do this, we always have some mistakes. And we haven't played this a ton yet, but that's roughly how you play. And now we're going to go ahead and just tell you what we think of it. So yeah, that was Luke and I playing a game of Marvel Dice Masters. And I don't know if you pick up on the vibe or not, but we really enjoy it. It's my favorite game of 2014 so far. I know it's very early in 2014, but it's a really fun game. So I kind of let you know right off the bat that I do enjoy it a lot. But Luke, what do you think of it?
Well, first of all, right off the bat, for me too, I'm going to tell you that I like collectible things. So that kind of hits a home run for me. And yeah, opening the packs is actually quite fun. I really like the die too, especially the transparent ones. And then really I like the dynamic of collecting the die instead of, well, cards, because usually it's deck building.
Yeah, so you add die to your bag instead of cards to a hand of cards. So that's kind of fun too.
Yeah.
So what you're saying basically, just to make sure I'm understanding, is that you like collectible things like Pokemon cards, for example, and you like to complete sets of collections. So that's pretty fun for you to open booster packs and kind of figure it out. And the booster packs are only 99 cents, which is pretty cheap. So that's pretty cool that you can get boosters fairly inexpensively. And get quite a bit of stuff.
And like in each one, there's 2 die and 2 cards that match, which is very helpful for playing tournament style.
Yeah, the only place where it's really getting expensive at this point is is trying to get those ultra rare cards. There's 4 ultra rare cards, which are going on eBay for like between $30 and $50 a piece. And they come about at a rate of 1 in 60 packs. So they are a little difficult to find, but you don't have to have those to play. They are very good cards, but you could win without them. So my thoughts on this game are I really, really enjoy it. I think it's a great game. There are tons of positive things about this game. It's got the collectible thing going on that Luke talked about, which is really fun. It is a lot of fun. It brings me back to when I was a kid collecting baseball cards almost. That you open a pack and you hope for something good in there that's going to help complete your deck. I like the idea of rolling die in a game. It makes it fun to just, roll the die. And then as the game goes on and when you have like 10 die you're rolling in one hand, that's really fun too. It's got a neat system too. The system's a little different than anything I've ever played. I've heard it's similar to other dice games out there, dice building games, but I really like how cards can get, or characters can get knocked out and then they get cycled back in immediately. They don't go into your discard pile. So that's kind of neat. There's just a lot of really cool things that I really enjoy in this game. I give it a really high rating. As far as simplicity goes, I think it's pretty simple. I mean, the game is different every time you play it, so there can be more complex games than others, but the basic system isn't hard at all, I don't think.
Although making sure that your cards work well together is really important in making decks, or not really decks, but...
Yeah. No, in you creating your team, it is important that things go together well.
Nick Fury, Mr. Anger, gives you Avengers for free.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a card that lets you field Avengers, field meaning, put them from your reserve to your fielded area for free. The one Nick Fury does.
Yeah.
So then another combo that can happen too that you pointed out last night was War Machine's not an Avenger, but he buffs up when Iron Man's on your team, and Iron Man is an Avenger. So just those three cards together, Luke kind of figured out, man, these could be good together. If you could get some Nick Furies fielded, and then get some Iron Man out for free, and then put some War Machines out, who War Machine, basically I think he was unblockable when Iron Man was out, or something like that.
No, Iron Man was the one who was unblockable by non-shield characters, while War Machine got like an extra 3 attack and defense.
Yeah, I knew there was something like that, but that seems like an interesting combo of cards to have on your team. And so exploring these different combos when you're not playing the game is another fun part of it too. So the deck building or team building part isn't hard. It's not cumbersome, but it's really fun to just think about different ways you could, build characters together. The only complaint I have about this game so far is I do have the Black Widow ultra rare card, and I've played with it, and it's almost not fun to play with because at this point, people don't know how to deal with her that I play with. They don't know how to stop her because what she does is she only costs 2 to get the die, and then you field her very inexpensively, 1 or 0. And then every time she fields, she does 2 damage unless another person rolls down a die, and it's a maximum of 4 die. So if I have 4 of those Black Widow die that I'm rolling through a lot, she can do a lot of damage or roll down a lot of characters, and she's very cheap to get out there. So, I mean, I don't know. I have frustrated people with that card, and I don't want to frustrate people when I play games with them. I want to have fun with them, and I want to play a competitive game with them. So, like, he played with me when I had that character.
Gobby, Green Goblin.
Yeah.
He's overpowered too, so one thing I would recommend is before making sure you play with an ultra rare card, make sure that the other player has something just as good. Yeah,
this game's a little like tennis. You need a opponent that's going to be about the same same skill as you are to get skilled up together with. Because if you go against somebody who's really, really good at this game, they're just going to demolish you, I think, right off the bat. So, first time I played with Luke, I had played a couple times before that, and I had a better stack of cards than he did, so I just demolished him. He was really frustrated, didn't want to play again.
Yeah, a little story is we each got 10 packs at Better World Books, and I got 4 rares. Hometown. So,
yeah, out of 10 packs, he got 4 rares, so he's having better luck than me now. He's going to end up with a better deck long term. So, at any rate, yeah, we're having fun with it, and it's a good game. It's a good game overall. Final thoughts on it are I suggest it. I think it's a great game. If you like games that are customizable, if you like games that are head-to-head, 2-player versus games, if you like games that have a lot of variety to them, this is great. If you like a game that you want to figure out how to master a system, and then that system never changes, you want to figure out how to be better at min-maxing a particular system, this may not be for you, because the game changes every time, and there's a lot of randomness with how you roll the die. But it is a good game for taking what you get and maximizing it. So efficiency kind of based on what you're given. And so, I don't know, it's a good game for me. I really enjoy it. And I'm more of a on-my-feet quick thinker than a deep thinker, so it kind of matches my kind of intelligence a little better, that I can just real quick think, oh, well, it feels like this way with my intuition, and it usually works out.
Yeah, the customability, really does make it different every time. In some games, what's kind of holding them back from being, like, one of my favorite games is it's, like, the same every single time. And you get kind of bored with it, like anybody would. And then, well, this one changes every time. You can have new teams. You always almost have new die.
The bottom line on it for me, the final word, is that I think it's a good game, a really, really good game. But in some ways, they didn't plan this game real well. WizKids should have probably planned it a little better, just because they didn't think about the demand very well for this game. And so they didn't put enough starter sets out, so there's a big shortage right now. They also, I feel like they kind of rushed to produce this game, because some of the die that I've gotten, not so much in the boosters, the second round or third round of boosters I've gotten, but the first round of boosters I got, the printing on them was really bad. It was like flaked off already. So there is some quality with the dice, and the cards aren't super awesome, but they just lay on a table, so it's not like you're shuffling them or anything. So all those things even said, though, with my issues with it, I'm going to give this game an 8 3/4. It's a really fun game, really cool game, real portable. You could carry the game around with you and take it on vacation with you or something.
Get some tackle boxes.
Yeah, like a little tiny tackle box would carry, 10 characters and their die pretty easily, and you could swap things around if somebody else had their 10 or whatever. So, at any rate, a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. So, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.